My name is Maytal. I'm an old high-tech person. I have 39 years of experience in entrepreneurship and technical leadership in hardware and algorithms. I make my living now by assisting young entrepreneurs with the things they care about, like patents, fundraising, and this, and prototypes. So if you know somebody needs help, please approach me. And the reason I'm interested in augmented reality is, first of all, I think this is a wonderful opportunity for new entrepreneurship for the future. And I also think this is a lot of place for a lot of work for C++ developers. So, this is the next slide. What is augmented reality? Interestingly, augmented reality, I want to say, is not virtual reality. In Hebrew, virtual reality is translated to exactly the same thing, Metziut Meduma. The translation of augmented reality in Hebrew is Metziut Revuda. And I think the Hebrew translation is better than the English term. And this is what Wikipedia is saying. Augmented reality, AR, is an interactive experience of a real-time world environment whereby the objects that reside in the real world are augmented by computer-generated perceptual information, which is very difficult to understand what it is. This is my explanation. AR is about adding or changing the image a person is observing of the real world. And the purpose of it is to help the person to accomplish a certain task. And there are potential many applications. The types of augmented reality. I gave here 4 types. You can come with more. The first is the simplest one, which I really doubt if it can be called augmented reality, is basically, of course, just adding messages to the image that you're seeing. So you are looking at the world, and at a quarter of your image size, you'll have your messages will be played to you, and this can be completely unrelated to the reality, or maybe if you're sitting with a certain person, it will be the emails that this person is sending to you. But this is kind of, I would say, weak augmented reality. The second is writings added to object. For example, you are in a conference. And you see people walking by, and when you see a person that you are interested at, you will see his profile on his image, will be on his image. Or you are driving in the road, and you see the speed of the car driving in front of you. Or you are in a soccer or football game, and you can see information on a certain player or a certain statistic on the field. But these are basically characters which are added, put on top of certain objects. The third is, I would say, modified informative reality. The best example that I saw was Waze. You know, Waze basically get instructions, audio instructions, turn right, turn left. And for me, many times when I get into a complicated junction, in many cases I'm getting confused in what exactly turn to take. Here, assume now that the road is painted tchele, or is painted purple. Okay, the road that you need to be taken. So you cannot go wrong, because you just see the road, and the road that Waze is guiding you to is painted purple. And then you see the right turn. Of course, the right turn, here it is, because here are 5 ways to go, and the second one on the right is painted purple, and the rest are not. So this is a very clear indication. Or you're a person doing some kind of a mechanical task. Maybe you're a doctor doing a surgery, and you'll see arrows which are pointing you in a certain direction, and these arrows will tell you where to go. And the other thing is inserted reality, which is basically virtual objects which are inserted into reality. You are considering buying new furniture for your living room, so we can take the virtual images. You are in your living room with your wife. You're standing in your living room, and you can now call in the virtual images which of the furniture, which will put exactly where you want to put them on your carpets. In the easy case, the room is empty. In the more complicated case, which I don't know exactly how you do it, but I'm sure you can do it, the other furnitures will be, the existing situation will be cleared off, and you'll have the new candidates just put inside. And of course, you can put whatever you want, and you can just walk around them. And maybe you can even pull a chair, and this will give you whatever you want to do. The technical challenges are the following. Okay, technical challenges are what exactly a person is observing, because if this is augmented reality, you need to see not what the overall image is, but what is the person observing? What is a person observing at real time? Okay, and the other thing is, what does a person want? Because, for example, on the furniture case, what type of furniture does he want? Does he want to get closer or apart? What type of information you want to find on the profile of the person in the conference? Okay, and the more difficult thing is not what the person wants, but your system needs to understand what does a person need at this moment. Not what does he want, but what does he need, because here is a person doing some some kind of a mechanical work using certain tools. What does he need? Where does he stand at this moment? What does he need? And this will guide you what type of augmented reality you need to provide to this person. And the other big technical problem, fine, how do you get the augmented reality? How do you augment the reality? You're looking at the road. How do you turning the road to be purple? Or how are you making things that you will see the augmented reality? Which brings you to the next slide, which is the equipment. Basically, augmented reality is using smart glasses, or will be using smart glasses, although there talks about windows or the windshield of a car of being that. So the things that you are looking through needs to have the smarts for augmented reality. Of course, the smart glasses will have a camera in it, and they will also have pupil tracking, akivat ishonim, to know exactly where are you, what you're looking, but what are you observing? Where is your sight focused at? This is a must. And as far as getting augmentation of reality, there are basically two methods. The method which is being used today is projecting an image on your camera, on your eyes. The smart glasses which exist today are using lenses which are very simple. There is nothing in the lens. You can replace them, you can take them out. All the smarts are in the frame, and in the frame there is a device which is projecting an image to your eye, which will cause your eye to get the augmented reality. What seems to be the future is smart lenses. Apple just bought now a company which is doing smart lenses, and the smart lenses will be such that the augmentation of the reality will be done at the lens that you are looking through. And of course, in order to understand what does a person want, you need to have gesture tracking. And I know a company which is doing a ring for gesture tracking, and Microsoft is doing visual gesture tracking, basically all kind of gestures which will tell the system what does a person want. But of course, in order to understand what does a person need, you just need to have personal sensors which will track the sensors. And this is all, of course, part of a complicated hardware system. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, well, I skipped. I made a mistake here. What I want to say here, to add here, is that where do we stand today in terms of the market? Basically, the market today is really non-existent. Okay. Microsoft has something which they call HoloLens, which is really what they call mixed reality, which are kind of something really very big. Google tried to do smart glasses about 5 years ago and completely failed. It was a complete failure of Google. Intel tried to do smart glasses, simple smart glasses, only for the messages. And they decided to quit and not to do anything more with it. Apple and Google and Samsung are pursuing it very, very, very strongly.
What about magic? What about magic?
Magic?
Magic.
There
Okay, but
again, there are a number of about, there are about 10 small companies which have all kinds of smart glasses offering. I'm referring to the new one. So I think the challenge for developers like yourself is, of course, find the right application, and there can be many applications, and find the way to do it in a way that will give the person, the user, what he needs. I know that you're looking at it and you seem to be very skeptics. I will just say what Tim Cook is saying about augmented reality. Tim Cook is saying augmented reality will change everything. So this is what Tim Cook is saying. Okay?